What up, YouTube? We back, coming at y'all with another video on this Cobra here. We're gonna do a belt install, and it does have a Pro Charger. So you guys out there with these Mustang body styles with a Pro Charger on it, this video's for you. Show you guys how to pull the Pro Charger off and replace the belt, put everything back together. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and get this coupler removed for the filter for the Pro Charger, get this coupler out of our way so we have more access to the Pro Charger. And then we just gotta remove this tube that goes to the PVC on the valve cover. And then this tube right here that recirculates back into the intercooler pipe. And your setup may be a little different than this one, but you just gotta basically get whatever's in the way of your Pro Charger here out of the way. The coolant reservoir can stay, but the rest of whatever's right here, the hose and all that, just has to go. All right, so I just used the 8mm. Your car may have, you know, different type of T-bolt clamps, or, you know, it could have a 10, 11mm. It could have whatever size. So you just got to see what your car has. But this one, I just had to use the 8mm, take the hose clamp loose here, and then take the hose clamp loose that was actually held on that coupler right there. And that joined the two pipes together. Now that we have access, we actually need to remove this nut on that stud there. And get that dryer out the way. And there's actually one more nut behind there, but you got to remove this one first. And you have a Allen over on this side that holds this pulley on too. So you got to get the correct Allen key. I'll give you guys the right size right now, but let's go ahead and start getting this pulled off. So you can see I got the top nut off, and it actually exposed the bottom nut. They're 13mm. Yours could be a little different. Use a 13 with a wrench. We're gonna go ahead and get that one. But first, I'm actually gonna loosen this one up since it's an Allen and it's by itself. I don't wanna take the full tension off of this side first. So I'm gonna actually figure out what size Allen that is and get that swapped out real quick. If you have one of these kits or even an Allen, it's a 5mm. Yeah, you can get that at your local store. This, you got to get off like a truck or something, but it is a 5mm. So I'm going to throw it on a 1/4" wrench, and let's go ahead and get this other side of the Pro Charger bolt out. All right, so you can see I got the socket on there with a wobble. So I'm going to go ahead, break this nut loose, and go ahead and start taking it out. It'd probably be easier with an Allen. It'd just probably take more time. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it my way. But yeah, just so you guys get a little overview, it does hold that pulley in place, and it looks like there's two spacers, so just keep that in mind. All right, so I got that bolt there all the way loose, and then I went ahead, you see the tensioner down there? Right at the top of the tensioner, let me put these lights down and zoom in for you real quick. Right at the top of the tensioner there's a part for a 3/8 ratchet to go into, and that's what I used to tension the belt and pull it off. I just used a little short stubby one with a long ratchet. Was able to actually fish it in this way. When you just tension it down, I just pulled it off the alternator. That way it takes the tension off the blower. So now we'll get this last nut off on this side right there. And last thing would be the intercooler piping down at the bottom. You see there's an 8mm right there that holds the charge pipe on. So we're gonna get that loose and pull the blower out. All right, so I got the pulley out that sits in between the blower there and the belt. You see the belt runs under it. Let's get the blower off now that I got this nut off over here. And I got the bolt out with the pulley, and the belt is actually loose. We could just pull the belt over the top for now. Pro Charger is off. You can see the two studs it bolts to, and then right there, it's this little adapter that's on the alternator bracket. We're gonna go ahead, get the rest of the belt pulled off and get the new HD belt installed. See the blower sitting right here. I got the belt on and in place for the blower to go back on. You can see the belt wraps down around the AC compressor, and then it comes up around the tensioner, and that shoots around the water pump, down around the crank, up over the power steering, back up to the alternator, and then the blower will bolt in this position for that extra pulley. But yeah, just so you guys can see a little overview on the belt routing. Let's go ahead and get this Pro Charger put right back on. All right, so we got the Pro Charger back on, both bolts, AC line, and the 5mm Allen over here on this side with the pulley. So let's go ahead, get the tensioner tension and get the belt put back on. Belt is on and tight. A little bit of movement in it. See the tensioner is way over. Got a lot of room for activities. Let's make some boost, but let's go ahead and get this filter put back on. Get this thing fired up. All right, so the green belt is on. Everything is nice, tight, and locked down. You can see we got that smaller pulley installed. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up so you guys can hear it.